Alrighty, well, this took a little longer than I thought it would. But hey, at least we got her before winter hit. I just went ahead and put the community fuel pump on from the Granada. This is like the designated, if something's got a dead fuel pump or you got some old gas to pump out of something, that's your guy. Only the finest wiring here. Get a good wrap on that. We don't have to do any excessive cranking to fill up the bowl. She just fills up by herself. By the time we get in this old pig, she should be just ready to pop right off. Whoa! Whoa, frick. It's a rank car to get into. Why don't I want to start still? Oh, frickin' stupid battery connections. Ought to love it. Bet you it's this one. Oh no, it's this one. What? Oh, I don't know which one it is. Okay, come on, baby. Wait for your buzzer to stop. Well, she's still right on empty. She should still have enough gas. Surely it never evaporated that much. Is it flooded? No. Are you kidding? Are you still not gonna start? Oh. What the hell happened there? That was weird. Did you hear that? Oh no, my oil pressure tube popped off, I bet. Yes. No. What the hell just happened there? I don't know if you guys heard that, but there was like a and my oil pressure gauge jumped to 0. I don't know what's wrong with that oil pressure gauge. It's a mechanical gauge. Why won't this car start? This is just screwed up, man. Alrighty, put another 5 liters of gas in it. Still tripping out about my oil pressure gauge, but we're gonna see if it fixes itself once the car starts. Let's see if we got fuel now. We still don't have any fuel. What? I got that hooked up to the right thing, don't I? According to that, that's out. And that is exiting the pump to the carburetor. Let's just leave that thing pump and I'll just keep on pouring gas in. I mean, I'm pretty sure I put 10 liters in it in the spring there. Surely the frig 10 liters didn't evaporate out. What is it, leaking out? I don't even know, right there is a fuel tank. No wet spots. Well, that was another solid half a jerry can, so altogether there's close to 20 liters in this car now, I think. Our fuel pump hasn't changed sound at all. Let's see what this gauge climbs up to. Yeah, I never even thought this car would grab fuel easy if it was even just a little bit below E, so putting more gas in wasn't going to fix anything. Now we got enough to go to friggin' Saskatoon and back. Maybe not with this car, maybe town and back. Yeah, no, it's not gonna start yet. I bet you any money the fuel pump was okay. I bet you this thing's got a rotted out fuel line. Although this car doesn't have any excessive rust underneath. Gotta be what it is. I think we've reached a stalemate today. I gotta eat and go to work here. Bummer. Alrighty, today she is really threatening to be winter. Got a nice mist going on here and it's pretty windy. I'm not even going to bother setting up the camera on the outside tripod. I guess we're just going to have to experience its first real start of the year together in the cab where there's no rain. Today I just got the old Grenad's temp gas tank there on the roof. The hose all professionally routed to the pump there, and now we're gonna hook up our battery. There. That's how the pump should sound when it's actually getting fuel. Oh, what's that? Am I seeing gas pouring out of this carburetor? Oh yeah, it's just gouging. Ugh. float must be stuck. Let's unhook the pump. Now the car is probably going to be severely flooded. Let's just take a peek and see where this gas is erupting from. Oh yeah, it's just coming out the vents. You can see the wetness, and then it was seeping down this air cleaner gasket. Okay, well, we'll just leave it closed up then. I don't think I have leaky plug wires, so I guess we'll just see if it's okay. As long as we don't get a big fireball. Maybe if we're smart, we would gaunter over back towards the shop and grab the fire extinguisher just in case. I don't want to lose that cherry old unit. The outfitters are just a blasting over there. I was hoping the gun would shoot right when I said that. That would have been perfect. Let's plug in our fancy brand old bay light. Give that a good half an hour to be useful. It'll be the first time using it for a YouTube video. I'm excited to see if it helps light up under the hood and stuff a bit better. Anyways, oh yeah, fire extinguisher. That was our whole goal of coming here originally. Where is that thing? Might be in that red Chev. Yeah, there it is. Where shall I keep this? I'll put it on the trunk. Gently. Close the hood. It should run long enough on just that float bowl being full of fuel. Get us up to the shop anyway. Maybe that moving around will kind of make that float work right again in there or something. Shoot, and the windshield wipers are all rotten on this thing and I can't see a thing. We'll just creep up to the shop. It'll be fine. Wait for our 70s buzzer to calm down. Let's see what happens. Oh, uh-oh, she hydrolocked. Ooh, that not good. Yeah, no, she's... There's lots of trials to this car's first start this year. Shoot, did that just happen now then? It must have. I didn't think it would pour enough gas in there to hydrolock the friggin' thing. Bummer. I don't know which cylinder it is, so I'll have to just start taking plugs out. Well, at least the plugs on this 70s car are brutally easy to get to. I got the number 3 plug out here, and she's just plumb straight full. Well, you can't even see it, but the fuel is like right to the top of the spark plug hole. And the plug was just pulling out gas and dripping like crazy. Here's our number 4 plug. Real carbony. The back 2 cylinders on this car burn oil like no tomorrow. I'm going to fire the rest of these plugs out and get back to it when I blow the gas out of it. Here we go. Ready to blast. There's all our plugs. There were 4 cylinders altogether that were just chock full of gas. We're going to disable the spark so we don't have any spark going to the plug wires and potentially have one arc and start all this gas all over the place on fire. Okay, pedal to the friggin' mat and let her rip. Yeah, there was a lot of gas in there. It just erupted out of this side. Holy crap, man. It actually shook the car a little bit. And I found out the mystery of my oil pressure gauge snapping and going to 0. You can't see it, but there's like a big split in this hose from about here to here. And it's just erupting oil out of there. And it started pouring all over the dash. Thankfully, I kind of caught it before it started pouring underneath the dash. I'm all over the dash pad here. I guess we'll see if that preserves it or destroys it. I don't know. Yeah, that's why I hate these mechanical oil pressure gauges. It's all about the electronic kind where you just got the sender underneath and then you run nice, dry, unable to destroy your car wires to the gauge. And I find those ones are a lot more responsive too, because trying to push this oil pressure here through this tiny little hose when it's like minus 30 usually accounts for quite a laggy, slow responding gauge. I guess in the gauge's defense, it's not meant to be just belligerently stabbed on the top of the dash with everything all exposed to the direct sunlight. It's meant to be mounted professionally down low or something, so you don't see all of that. That's something else I'm going to have to sort out here. I don't even think I have the original sender for this car anymore. Can you just get in a friggin' shop car so I can work on you in a tiny bit warmer of an area? I will say though, it's starting to get just a little happier outside. It's not really raining anymore. The clouds are starting to break up. I haven't had oil pressure problems with this car for a really long time, so I'm hoping that won't be an issue. I guess we'll just have to listen for rattly lifters and the rough feel of an engine with no oil pressure. Alrighty, plugs are all back in. You know, I've got to say, I'm very thankful that every single one of those plug wire boots just plooped right off, no problems. I didn't want to have to add spark plug wire repair to the list today. Here's my solution for the broken oil pressure gauge hose. I just literally tied it in a friggin' knot down here where it wasn't rotten. Left her under the hood, so if she wants to dribble, it can go right ahead to its heart's content. I was noticing some sand on the top of here, like fresh sand, and I was just like, why is that there? Then I saw some like stuff down there in the intake manifold, and I was like, oh well, I guess rodents. We've had lots of chipmunks for the last couple of years. I bet you them little buggers were crawling around under here and depositing sand all over the place, because that's really weird why that would be up there. I did wash everything under here like way back when I bought the car in 15. She's definitely due for another wash though. Isn't it funny how when a car sits, they just know it? Hey, like there's something about, even if you just take the car for, you know, at least a couple drives a year, there's something about it, you know, maybe because it's moved a little bit or maybe the smells change, but man, if a vehicle starts getting close to a year sitting in one spot, next thing you know, you got everything crawling all over it. It's the most baffling thing. Although, ever since I started cutting the grass around the car hoard here, it's been just way better, man. Like, back in the day when these cars used to just be, well, back in the day when the car lineup was not even a quarter of this size. Cars used to be just kind of parked in random spots in the yard, and I never ever cut any of the grass over here back then. The yard was kind of just a jungle full of random junk and metal scrap, and aka a really old farmyard. Anyways, back when the cars used to be parked in tall grass all the time, I'm telling you, like, sometimes within only a few days there would be mouse crap inside of them. Although I did go around on most of my vehicles and made sure there wasn't any areas they could access, you know, like little rust holes in the trunk and stuff. And that also helps too. But I don't know, man, number one thing that helps is having this grass nice and cut and drive the car at least a couple times a year. Then there's no mouse problems. This one missed her spring drive. Now all of a sudden I'm seeing dirt all over the engine. Anyways, enough rambling. She's ready to try to start. I guess I need to pump up this tire again. So I'm assuming it's probably going to be severely flooded. We're just going to give her just a little bit of throttle. What happens? Floor? Oh wait. Forgot to hook the spark back up here. Now she'll fire right off. Or backfire something fierce, because now there's a bunch of unburned fuel in the exhaust. What happens? Oh, just ooh, key gets stuck. Just fires right up, runs smooth too. Well, she's a little misfiery. Let's just hold her at a good 2,000 RPM for a little bit. Oh, there we go. That's all the runtime you get out of a float bowl of fuel in a 78 Marquis with a 400 cubic inch engine. I was expecting a little bit more runtime. No oil pressure gauge to look at when it starts. Man, I'm always the type, I like to have some means of oil pressure verification. It's just one of my things. Even if it's a dummy light, although it's not preferred. I definitely like gauges better, but dummy lights do the job. Whatever, she's running. Alrighty, that tire is ready to go. Let's hook up our fuel pump and watch those bowl vents. Yeah, I think she might be actually good now. Let's wrap that up a little more permanent. Okay, well, let's go start it. Yep, she's looking good. Never did finish adjusting that choke ball off correctly. There we we go, now the choke's starting to ease up a little bit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is it flooding? No. Oh, my fuel pump gonna come unhooked. That's why I don't like these friggin' clacky pumps, man. They just make so dang much noise on everything. Actually, it sounds like it's sucking air. Gurgling air in there now. Guess I'll have to tip my fuel can over a little bit. It does just have kind of bare minimum in it. Oh, it pumped all the gas out in it when it was overflowing there, for the love of Pete. Oh, let's go get some gas now. Alrighty, we got more gas, hooked up my fuel pump, and after a bit it started to try and just barely overflow out of those vents, so I unhooked the pump and we're just going to start it and see how close we get to the shop. That needle and seat there is obviously not enjoying life at the moment. I was worried it would be hydrolocked again. She was quite severely flooded though. Good. Didn't want to have to take those plugs out again. That tack ain't working right. That was easily $4 grand and it only said 3,500. Oh, we've awakened the smoke. Hey, screw it. Let's go. That's fast. Oh, there's Mother. That's a little too fast. I got a friggin' loose jerry can on the roof here. Our high idle don't want to kick out yet. There we go. She's just at the verge of kicking out here. Smoke everywhere. And I don't have brakes either. We're getting a lot more runtime out of this float bowl. Just leave her aggressively high idle there. Yeah, she's a smoker. Oh, I never thought. Bet you any money right now it's just siphoning out of the tank. So that's why it hasn't quit running yet. We're just smoking like crazy here. She's been sitting for a little while. The amount of smoke that plumes out of this thing is unreal. Yeah, this thing has like no accelerator pump left. Oh, there we go. Now it's starting to run out of gas. I guess it can't siphon fast enough to keep her full when you're just pinning her. Oh man, this thing's brutal. Right now you're going to be hearing a lot of water pump noise. Ooh, what the heck was that? What is with all the few noises this car's been making lately? What was that? That was strange. Was that like a vacuum line or something? I'm just baffled. I don't know. You're acting weird, Marquis. Anyways, what was I doing? Oh yeah. Check out that clapped out water pump. When it's enough play that you can actually see it on the camera, you know it's bad. Somehow or another, it hasn't leaked a drop though. Yes, I did check the coolant. It is full. No pressure yet. Yeah, I don't know what that was. I'm not seeing any vacuum lines popped off. I guess let's just start it and shut it off a few times and see if it does it again. Starts right up. Does it make the phew noise again? No. No. She's good now. And if you haven't noticed already, the key on this thing is just butchered. It got really hard to turn, and then some piece of it fell apart years ago. I couldn't get the key in. After many hours of fooling around trying to dig out that piece that broke off and went in there, I finally just said screw it and took the sledge to the key. Got the thing to turn on again, although now my key does not come out. Well, it would if you really tried, but I'm not tempting fate until I get a new lock cylinder and key. But yeah, if conditions are right, the key will get stuck in start position. Oh, but it's not doing it right now. Well, she's kind of working as intended right now. But it'll catch you by surprise. Boy, look at all the fuel in this thing. Holy crap, that's a waste. I'm going to take this thing for a good spin and burn that all out before winter. And these mufflers, one of them must have experienced a backfire at one time because it's like all ballooned out. And yeah, when it's at idle, it makes that annoying pop sound as the outside of the muffler kind of like expands and contracts, you know. It's gotten weak and it makes that noise now. I just got to hurry up and put some cool exhaust on this car. Put some Flow Pros on it or something. Not really sure what to put on it. Actually, this doesn't really smell too much like oil burning anymore. It just smells like gas. There's probably a bunch of gas still in the mufflers. Well, I think I'm just going to take it for a nice, slow, gentle drive around the yard. Maybe some of this gas will evaporate out of here. Yeah, that water pump sounds screwed. It's nice because it hides the rod knock now. Ooh, I haven't drove you for a while, old girl. We're running with no fuel pump right now, purely just gravity feed. Totally out of the equation. The transmission just works absolutely cherry in this little girl. Although it's still got its old fluid in it. It's not totally burnt or anything, but it's not 100% either. But years ago when I got the car, I think reverse quit working and I slapped some transmission seafoam in it, and within about 20 seconds it cured it and it's never acted up again. So then I've always meant to change the fluid in the filter, but 8 years later, 8 or 9, maybe even 9 years later, I still haven't got to it. But oh well, she'll get it someday. It's not like I put very many kilometers on this thing. This is definitely the biggest boat that I have in my collection. She just got a hunting idol. All you can hear is the friggin' water pump just rattling away. Oh, you can just barely hear that rod knock right now. I think it's rod knock. I've never really did any tests or anything. Just the way it sounds like rod knock. Could be just a lifter too. That'll take care of any skeeters that may still be lurching around. Well, it's pretty cold out now. I don't think there's any left. I gotta wake her up, man. She's been sleeping too long. Let's see, does the heater still work? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, nice and hot. Let's just leave that on low. Take care of that fog. This car is always trippy to record in because you got to hold the camera like way up high because you sit so low in this thing. My arm gets tired quick when I'm recording in this car. Oh, but she's still cruising though. She may be a little unhappy, but she still got it. Well, teaser, future video here, shouldn't be too much longer, but picked up another toy out of the scrapyard. Actually, allegedly, it was the same owners, I brought in the Mercedes. I actually found an old registration back from, I think, '07 on the floor in this car. So this car was probably potentially parked since 2007. So I wonder if this car was sitting for about the same amount of time. I haven't really dug around too hard in this thing yet, so who knows, I might find a registration for it too. Yeah, she seems to be a late 70s or early 80s BMW something or other, with an inline 6 5-speed manual transmission. Kind of excited to see if this old girl works. That should make an interesting video. We got some chewed up wires under the hood too, so we'll be having to fix that before we get her started. Uh-oh, she just died when I got up on the road here. Must have just momentarily lost fuel, I guess. Got her in drive. Let's just let her run all the way up to 3rd gear. There's 2nd. Can't even tell. It's running out of gas again. Oh, she's pulling to the right pretty good. I wonder if my tire's getting low again. Barely got enough fuel to run right now. Guess the old gravity feed ain't enough for this 400. Let's try again. Let's put our mat down. Got 2nd and we're losing fuel again. Oh, it just starts right up again too. Let's try it one more time. I'm gonna like really pin her this time. Oh, right out of gas now. Okay, I guess we don't have enough fuel flow for good acceleration, so we're just gonna putt again. Keep her under 20, I guess. What? It's running out of gas again. Well, I guess let's go try hooking up that fuel pump again and see if it... Oh, doors are like 700 pounds. And we'll see if she overflows now. Still got lots of gas. Maybe after getting warmed up and stuff, now that float will be working better. Or needle and seat, I should say. Probably got a little chunk of crap in the needle and seat there, and it just needs some time to kind of push her way through. Fuel pump sounds like it's up to pressure now. I'm not seeing any fuel now, so she might be okay. Let's just fire it up. If it does start overflowing, she doesn't just hydrolock again up on the road. Yeah, I think she's golden. Look, it just smells like straight stale gas under here. Can't believe it, eh? Gas goes bad in 1 year. Regular gas, anyway. I don't use premium in my carbureted engines, just my fuel injected. Well, the ones that sit, anyway. Ah, she's a lot snappier now. Okay, now let's see if we can ramp her up to 3rd gear. There's 2nd. There's 3rd. Yeah, went right in. Oh, and it's running out of gas again. What? What on earth is going on with you? Oh, I bet you the fuel pump probably come unhooked. Let's listen. No, it's still giving her. Come on, don't leave me stranded on the road. Okay, no, it's not gonna start. Gonna open this 700-pound door again. Ugh. Oh, now the stupid hoses crushed in the window. Okay, go over there. Go somewhere. Okay, don't flood my car. Ugh. Oh, that's what happened. There, mint. Okay, let's get the car started before it floods out. It does want to flood out. I'm not sure if it does want to still do that or not. Please don't be hydrolock. Oh my gosh, it still don't want to start. Oops. Ooh, she was trying to flood out. Sketchy. Okay, screw this. I ain't going any further. I'm backing up back to the driveway. Boy, the windows got dirty in this thing. Just realized I can hardly see. Yeah, and what happened to my mirror here? I don't remember all that stuff being on it. And it's like underneath the mirror. I have a couple other cars that did this too, but oh, that's weird. I swear the last time I drove this car, it was fine. Yeah, we seem to be running quite more solid now. Very limited brakes. All it's been for the last like 7 years, I think. It's just e-brake. If I remember correctly, I think this car was missing its brake pads on one side. So it was just piston on rotor, like ever since I bought it. Instead of being proactive and fixing it, I just kind of said screw it, and I was just cruising around with the car. On the farm here, not in town, don't worry. I would have good brakes for town drivage. I wouldn't want to put other people at risk like that. And I just never use the brakes, but I used the brakes just a couple of times, and the last time I used them, all of a sudden the piston must have been so pushed out that it finally just puked out all its fluid, and that's that. No more brakes. So the plan was to always buy a new caliper and a rotor and get the brakes back again, but as I said, 7 years later and it still hasn't happened. Although I guess I could just buy the caliper and just rock the crappy rotor for now until someday it ever does go to town. Then I'll actually go through the whole brake system and make sure she's right up to par. Yeah, she's doing good now. Well, I'm just about out of memory, so I'm gonna have to dump this camera, and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and make fixing the fuel problem on this car a separate video. So I guess thanks for watching, and you just have yourself a minty awesome day. Show you my latest acquisition. And I thought the 84 Marquis and my 86 Parisienne were boats. It was a whole new world of boat. The true dual exhaust, gotta love it. I got a vacuum leak somewhere. Alrighty, that tire is great. With an inline 5, 6 speed, with an inline 5, with an inline 6